Ards went ahead against Linfield in 18 minutes. Ray Morrison's shot taking a wicket deflection off Jeff Spears. And the Blues were in further trouble 14 minutes later. Marty McCann's shot spearing low and true. A splendid strike, Linfield near despair. But then this thunderous shot from Gary Peebles started the Blues' comeback. Peebles' shot silencing his critics. But Ards' 2-goal lead was restored 5 minutes after the break. Morrison's looping shot, another quality strike. But in 54 minutes, Gary Haylock made progress down the right, his cross converted by Desi Gorman. And Peebles forced the tie into extra time 10 minutes later, finding space in the box to beat Key. Extra time then, and Spears was guilty of this obstruction. It earned him his second booking of the night. He had to walk. But battling Linfield earned the last 4 place 6 minutes from time. Soupy Campbell raced down the right. A good cross, the perfect finish from Haylock.
McPaulson Field at Shamrock Park, Linfield's Belgian keeper, Dominic Woodard, was only tested the once. But his long thump up field did lead to Linfield's opening goal. 2 lovely touches from strikers Haylock and Gorman, and a super finish by Pat Fenlon. And Gorman almost put Fenlon in again minutes later. This time his shot flashed wide. The Blues' second goal was a delightful effort. Peebles found Haylock. He curled the ball behind the Port's defence, and young Nigel Boyd kept cool and slipped the ball past Lindsay Hamilton. To their credit, Portadown kept plugging away. Neil Candlish hit the bar. And from the corner, Paul Doolan capitalised on a blunder by Witters. But 3 well-earned points for the Blues.
That we've got skill in the team, and if we've battled and put the skill along with the battle, we'll always be on with a shout. And that's what we've got to look for consistency. And as I say, over the last 3 games, a Coleraine with 10 men against Ards with 10 men, we battled. We really battled.
Home side wouldn't have minded a blue Christmas, and it looked that way as Gary Peebles gave them the lead. But white is the seasonal colour, and the Glens had reverted from their traditional green, red and black for the occasion. Justin McBride almost equalised. But after John Devine was sent off, striker Trevor Smith ensured a share of the spoils for the 10 men.
Out of the last 4 games, 3 of them we have murdered signs, Carrigrange, Distillery, and we've got nothing for it. Cliftonville last Tuesday night, we've got nothing for it. Today we got a point. I just told the players off.
Defeat at Castlereagh Park could be the end of the Blues' title challenge as they drop 14 points behind the leaders. They may have scored first, but Ards then proceeded to humble the champions, and I'm sure the Linfield dressing room was a pretty dangerous place to be after this one. Paul Cullen scored Ards first, followed by a brace for Darren Erskine. The first one after Dominic Wooters fumbled Gary O'Sullivan's shot. And the second from Andy Beattie's cross, his 15th of the season, Ards' 4th league win out of the Andy was kept pretty busy in the first half. But there was nothing to do for Linfield's expensive new striker Paul McGee until he replaced Stephen Beattie midway through the first half. Ballyclare barged in front after 33 minutes, Lamont made a blunder and Peter Moran scrambled the ball into the net. Ten minutes into the second half and Linfield were reduced to 10 men. No real problems here, but Pat Fenlon was subsequently sent off by referee Norman Cowie. Then just a minute later came the goal which produced the result, which will be remembered at Dixon Park for years to come. A flowing move, finished by PJ O'Connell. Alan Dornan pulled one back for the Blues, but too bad, it was too late. Ballyclare won, 2-1. Cliftonville rebuild again. Here's Ron Manley, chipped into the middle, a good header. And it's just wide of that far right-hand post. Overhead kick by Peebles. Haylock's on side, he's rushing forward for it. Davy Reynolds comes out, but he handles it outside the area. Bit unfortunate for Davy Reynolds. He took it cleanly enough, but then he stepped outside. And he's off. Davy Reynolds has been sent off. What a sensational start to this game. Ron Manley's at the near post for Cliftonville. In there as well is Tim McCann. It's flicked on. Well, Mickey Donnelly was mighty unlucky there. Here's Tim McCann. Well cut out by Jeff Spears, and Linfield have it back again. Nice turn by Crothers. Forward for Paul McGee. Ian Hartley's in a bit of indecision. He nearly does what Reynolds does, and McGee has scored. It's 1-0 for Linfield. Well, there was a shambles in the Cliftonville defence there, and the new striker from Wimbledon seized his opportunity. Here's a chance for Campbell. Oh, and a great save by Hartley. Cliftonville's reporters in full voice. Their team are 1-0 down, but they're confident of producing an equaliser. In comes the free kick. Donnelly's in there and a free header, and it's 1 each. 11 minutes gone in the second half, and a super header by Mickey Donnelly, but some pretty poor marking by Linfield squares this match. Here comes McCann. McCann's got some space, might just try one himself, and palmed away by Wes Lamont. Crothers throw to Haylock, back to Crothers, floated into the middle. It's knocked down, it could be 2-1, and it is. Ian McCush makes it 2-1 for Linfield. 26 minutes gone in the second half, and Ian McCush nutmegs Ian Hartley to give Linfield the lead. A wild shot by Sliney, and Lamont is forced to make yet another good save. Another tricky one. It's not away yet, and it's off the bar, and Donnelly has equalised again for Cliftonville. Quite unbelievable stuff. Here's Peebles. Campbell with a lot of space. Three in the middle for him, including Gary Haylock. In comes the cross, and it's 3-2. Gary Haylock gives Linfield the lead yet again.
It's one that we needed, especially after Saturday. Although the last 20 minutes on Saturday we played very, very well with 10 men, and we're very unlucky not to get away with at least a draw. Like I said, we did need a win, and hopefully that can kickstart us again.
Yeah, great game. The keeper's a wee bit unlucky, I suppose. Well, what about tonight's game? Thoughts now from Glenavon manager.
Play, and Linfield had goalkeeper Wesley Lamont to thank for keeping them in the match with 2 fine saves. And when Stephen Baxter did eventually beat Lamont, he had to watch his shot come off the crossbar. There must have been strong words in the Linfield dressing room at half-time, because they came out a changed side after the break and almost went ahead through McGee. And just 3 minutes later, the woodwork intervened again. This time Noel Bailey was the unlucky player. The home side's frustration was beginning to tell by this stage, resulting in the sending off of Linfield coach Lindsay McKeown. But soon after, the deadlock was broken. Crusaders keeper Kevin McKeown was forced to make 2 excellent saves from Bailey, but as the defenders marvelled at his heroics, Bailey crossed to the unmarked Gary Haylock, 1-0 to Linfield. And 2 minutes later, the game was over as a contest when Crusaders were reduced to 10 men. Robbie Lawler, who had just been booked, was involved in an alleged headbutting incident with Haylock in the penalty box and received a red card to go with his yellow one. In the confusion that followed, the referee awarded a penalty, and Haylock stepped up to score his 28th goal of the season.